Made a bracket, bolts to the top of the seat, uses the original track rail, what do you call it, slide rail bolts. Just got to be connected to that. A few pieces bent up, bent down, sandblasted, cleaned up, tacked across the back, and that's done. I beefed these up a little, sheet metal to tube. It's like 90 frickin' 6 outside. It is so hot. I did as much as I could. I'm ready to pass out. I gotta get something to drink. Oh my god, it's hot. Sweltering. Little grind spots, jump over the body lines. And I got rid of those big pieces that were in the corner here. They're right there. Like a freaking airplane. And they only show up when I make a video. The whole time I'm here, they don't show up. I got some of these the other day. Real horseshoes. Do something with them. Maybe send one to Peak. Send one to Impaler. Send one to Dave. Send one to, who knows, Moonfleet. Kind of a flight for horseshoe, huh? Alright, I gotta clean up and get inside. I'm gonna pass out. There's water pouring off my head. That was one right there. Oh. This is the foam I was talking about. Somebody threw this one away in the dumpster at work. It's about, it's an inch thick. This one's all dirty. Not like you're gonna see it. I don't know what they're using it for, but that's a good sized piece. I'll just wait for some more comes. 1 inch thick. Cars like the Dickens. I don't know why they got feet prints there. What's up there? Probably use it as a something to stand on because the cement floors hurt like hell. This is a, oh god, late 80s Chevy Cavalier seat. And I brought it up a couple times, but I wasn't down here to show you. Normally this thing has a big piece of foam in it, right here. And it's got a really, really high back to it. It goes way up in the air and down. When you take it all apart, that's only a, it's like a sheet metal cup, kind of like the back seat is. It stands about this high. And when you take all the crap off and you cut it off and grind it down, you get a nice short bench seat. Now I'm going to take all the plastic off these things and reupholster them in olive drab green and all that. And I had already adapted the tracks because I had to narrow them a little bit. But I put a piece of plate across the bottom. And I had to shim them up because they tilted a little bit. But these actually bolt right into the hot rod in the front, really nice. The only thing is they're kind of goofy because they got nothing on them. But I've got my little roller seat out here. I'm going to set that bench seat on it and have that little pot blaster. I don't know what you call it, like siphon cup blaster. Made by Clark. These things work pretty good. I think it was like 20, 30 bucks. I've had it for a while. I think I've used it a half a dozen times. Yeah, so it's fairly new. The tip isn't worn. I don't think it's anything special. I think it's just a steel tip. I don't even know if they sell any replacements for it. Maybe I could get one or get something somewhere. But I'm going to sandblast that little back seat that I made. And I want to get in at least primer brown, of which I have to get some. So it's pretty clean. I kept those wires that went over the top just for the hell of it. I kept the extra springs because I don't want to go, crap, I need one more spring, or I can throw it away later. But trash man took a big load of trash today, man. I see two guys struggling to get rid of the barrel of just material. It took 2 guys to pick it up. That's how much crap there was in there, but it's cooler to see her in the driveway. It's cool to see her in the driveway. I got her carburetor covered up. I'm blasting about 30 feet away. I think I'm going to back that up over here some more. I don't want to get anything on the car. Never know how far it's going to fly, you know. Alright, let's get my little blaster. I think I might have to extend my hose. I got more hoses up over there, so. Alright, let's see how that seat comes out. I gotta get some paint. Can't leave it bare. Now, I brought it out here. That's what I want to do, clean it up. And I don't want to hit the hard stuff. See, this is really flaky. I'm not going to be able to weld to that. I have to connect this to this, so. Clean up that corner. Get rid of the heavy stuff, that's it. Just a little bit here. So I got a little more to do right there and right here. Everything else is pretty clean. Little specks here and there. Just the stuff that's like starting to laminate has got to go. Whew. I shouldn't be doing this today, it's friggin' hot. Ugh. Oh, the corners are blasted. I'm welding now. This is 3/16 plate, and this is probably I'd call it 14. I mean, it's real thin sheet metal. It's definitely not 16. It's definitely not 18. A little thinner. But I'm plug welding all these holes I had made, and this is thick welded to thin. The idea is carry the heat over, and just keep backing up. If you see it start to blow through, man, you better stop. And you get used to it. You can weld, as we were talking to Dell, probably weld tinfoil if it wasn't aluminum. But I'm going to plug weld all these. There's like 6 or 8, 10, 12 of them to what was here. This is kind of, you know, I left the original frame there to give it something to connect to. You have to know where things went. But I did weld all the back, lift this flat, then the brush is off. And this is 3/16 plate, just sheet metal. And going pretty good. Those bolts are in there to keep it aligned to the original holes. I always heat up my weld before I start. I'm going to weld the other sides of these and plug them all. Up here looks good, all the heavy stuff is gone. I'm probably just going to spray it, bomb it, paint it, whatever. But it's hot, and I literally just beat the heat before the sun came out. Alright, I gave it a little bit of a bow in the back too. Instead of going straight across, I gave it a 1/4 of an inch back bow from back on the end of that plate. And looks good, evened it out nice. Alright, I'm still welding here. This is going to help get out of the garage. Woohoo! Plug welds. Gotta be the best thing made. Ooh, a little snag there. Oh, that's a piece of wire. That one actually blew through, but I filled it anyway. That one was good. Tacks across the back. That looks good. Just gotta take it down, sit on the floor. I'm like, what the hell's hitting as I'm welding? It's sweat dripping off my head. Hits the thing and it's going. Take all these clamps off, you know? Whew. Keep saying it's hot. Today is supposed to be one of the hottest days of the year. Just to get the heavy stuff off the edge. Alright, let's get on the ground. Well, of course, this is sheet metal. These are all just sheet metal. The piece under here is sheet metal. That's 3/16 plate. I mean, before leaning on this thing, I'm making fun of my shoes now, though. It doesn't even flex. Before it was just a doily. My back was floating all over the place. Nice and solid now. I think it's just time to paint it. Maybe bring it to Bernie's, show him what's up, see if he can do something with it. Are we going to bomb paint it? We're going to brush paint it? It doesn't really matter. It's just the seat. Nobody's going to look under 3, 4 layers of material and go, oh, it's rusty. Yeah, the whole car is. Welcome to my world. Came out nice. I like it. I can take them bolts out because I don't need that anymore. Whew. I'm going to say it again. I almost said it again. I almost said it's hot. It's not hot. It's freaking hot. Check that bottom out. Okay. You can see the heat came through. A little bit more so on others because I'm only welding the sheet metal, but I mean that close to blowing through on some of them. But didn't do it. Nice. I can take these bolts out. I still got to roll this edge. I should have done it beforehand now that I think about it because of the bend. But it's only a 1/4 of an inch in the whole radius. It was like something like a 300-foot round circle or something to that effect. A little good connection. These two just started to melt through the steel, through the sheet metal, and we're gonna have a seat soon. What do you think? You don't say much. You just sit there and look at me. Going through my paint archives, aka the remainder of what's left of some cans, and I forgot I had a whole box of this stuff. I only have 4 cans left. Somebody had given this to me. I don't remember who. I think it was an old guy in Salem. He's like, I never use this stuff. So the factory sent this thing out as bare steel, and it was just surface rusty. So I did a little blasting, and I think the flat grade primer looks better than what the factory gave it. Don't worry about my stool. I hate this stool. I hate this stool so much I would throw it away right now if it wasn't working for me. I tripped over it, kicked it, fell on top of it. But anyway, here's the gray primer. Here's my new bracket. Everything fits good. It's nice and tight and strong. This is my Moon Fleet paint job. Rattle cans. I love a rattle can. I'll do a couple more. I like to squirt it down in the corners there. What's it going to do? Get some paint on it? Might prevent it from rusting maybe. I did around the edges, but I haven't sanded the side. I'm going to grind a little bit of that. It's kind of heavy here. But some primer is better than no primer. But stop it. Making a video. This is going to be one, what's the word? Honking backseat. I wanted to show Richard Peak and 63 Impala, my new car lift. It's right there. I've had it a few years. Works good. Gets them about 2-3 feet in the air. That's all you need really. I did hit this side. This side was nice and bare. 2 old guys fighting over what they have for tools and sizes of garages. That sounds like the battle of the century. That would be our Peak and 63 Impala. I'll put a link up. My car lift beats your car lift. I think it was 40 bucks. Actually, I think someone gave it to me. Alright, well, I've been out here like 3 hours cleaning, grinding, blasting, welding, and everything's beefed up. I'll flip this sucker over tomorrow and paint it. I think I'll leave it out for the night. It's not supposed to rain. We're supposed to get ridiculous heat today. Well, I ain't going to do much more today. Have a good night. Wait a minute. Found a little bit of black stove paint. Only a little bit. Thing is, it dries flat black. Let's look at my gray primer over here. I don't know, I could screw with this thing all day, but I gotta go to work. Have a good day.